In today's world, we're all painfully aware of the rising cost of energy to heat our homes. And nowhere is this more of an issue than in those areas that don't have access to the main gas grid, where the even more expensive oil, LPG and coal is relied upon. However, thanks to government support, there are now financially viable alternatives to those high bills through the use of renewable energy. This installation of a modern high-tech biomass boiler in this rural property is a great example of how the owners, who have recently moved in, didn't want to maintain the existing old and inefficient coal boiler and have chosen renewable energy as a viable alternative.
Biomass boilers are a very well-established technology, particularly in Austria and in Scandinavia. Although they're less common in the UK, this is about to change because of the domestic renewable heat incentive. Biomass boilers are really designed to replace your existing boiler, of whatever type that might be. So they're designed to provide all of your heating and all of the hot water for your home. Biomass boilers are particularly suited to properties that are poorly insulated or difficult to insulate, such as this property, which has solid external walls. Biomass boilers can burn either wood chip, log or wood pellets. Wood pellets are normally recommended for homes because they're clean, they take up the least amount of space for fuel storage, and the boilers that burn them are fully automatic. Wood chip is normally suggested for larger biomass systems where the heat demand is very high and you need large volumes of fuel. And log is really for those that have the time and energy to load their boilers every day, light them and clean them out, and usually where there's a free supply of logs as well. The Williams family here have a 3-ton fuel store. It's 2 metres square and 2.5 metres high, and that amount of fuel will keep them going for a good few months.
Wood pellets are basically highly compressed sawdust and other wood particles made from sustainable sources, generally as a byproduct of timber sawmills in the UK. They're made to a high quality standard, so there is consistency in size and moisture content, which is essential to ensure that the boilers burn efficiently. Pellets can be delivered by a lorry which blows fuel into a fuel store, or delivered in bags that can be loaded by hand into the smaller stores used by the smaller boilers and where space may be tight.
We had purchased this property as a 200-year-old farmhouse, and the most important feature is it's off the gas main. We looked for a number of different renewable technologies. We talked to a number of different people who'd used different technologies, and actually the one that came forward as being most successful was the one that was heating my son's school, another rural property off the gas main, and they were using biomass. They in fact introduced me to the company EnergyMyWay and Richard Jones, who we had initial discussions with about what solution we might have. So we had to go to our bank and in fact extend the mortgage to get the biomass system up and running. But the payback from that is the government renewable heat incentive. And as soon as we understood that they would pay us back an amount of money that paid for the whole system within about 6 or 7 years, it seemed as though this was a phenomenal improvement in our heating and hot water at no real cost to us.
Of course, biomass boilers take up a little bit more space than any other boilers. There's the need for the fuel store that you've already seen, and in some cases there's need for a buffer tank as well. The buffer tank stores the hot water before it's distributed throughout the house by the radiator system or the underfloor heating. At this property, you can see that there is no buffer tank, just a high quality boiler manufactured by Effector, a Swedish company of long standing. They've been in the biomass boiler industry for many decades, and so their products have gone through many years of development. This particular biomass boiler not only feeds the heating system for the house, but it also provides hot water directly into the property. There's no need for a hot water cylinder. It works very similarly to a combi boiler in this respect. Biomass boilers can fit into a smaller space than this, but in the Williams case, they wanted to maximise the amount of fuel storage in order to minimise the costs of the fuel and the delivery charges. Our biomass boilers do not need a lot of ongoing attention. Of course, there's annual servicing of the boiler and cleaning the flue, as you would have with any kind of boiler. And obviously there's making sure that you keep the fuel store topped up. The biomass boilers do not generate very much ash, as the design is intended that the pellets will burn nearly completely. A very fine ash is produced, and there is an ash tray at the bottom of the boiler which needs emptying about every 3 to 4 weeks. Our customers can rest assured that the biomass boilers we install, manufactured by Effector, like this one here at the Williams home, or by Etta or Froling, will last into the long term, and as a result save them money and provide an excellent return on their investment.
We've been very impressed with EnergyMyWay, certainly from the first meeting with Richard and the discussions we had about all of the different possible ways of heating the property. It's also been a very smooth process. We've never had to chase anybody up. It's been really one port of call for the lot. We've discussed everything with Richard and everything's happened around us. It's been smooth sailing from the beginning.
Now this installation is complete, the Williams family can start to benefit from the new domestic renewable heat incentive that will more than pay back the cost of the installation. In addition to that, they'll have cheaper fuel bills and contribute to reducing greenhouse gases, altogether making biomass an excellent alternative for them. So if you would like to see how your home might benefit from having a biomass boiler or other forms of renewable energy, then please contact us to find out how EnergyMyWay can help you.